Welcome back to another episode of the Guile Treatment. It's me and Barrett today. Rob's at work because we are recording early because I got plans with my mom tonight. So it's her birthday.
Mom's boy.
Yeah, it's her birthday, man. I gotta take care of my mom. So Barrett missed last week's show. Me and Church went over a lot of the characters for Yu Yu Hakusho and MHA cards. We're not really gonna touch the MHA cards too much because Barrett wrote an awesome write-up for the website. It's a Bakugo budget build. He's working on an All Might build right now. That one may not be as budget friendly just because he has no support.
It's so hard, man. And even if I did build one, I did actually get one down, but it's just I don't even feel comfortable giving that deck profile to anybody because it doesn't seem good enough.
Yeah,
and so it's I'm not gonna shove people a certain direction.
Yeah, and I know that Rob's working on Midoriya, and he has talked about having two versions of the deck, a good and an order version. So I can understand how difficult it could be if you're finding some cards that are better in other symbols and all that fun stuff. So,
but just based off of the feedback that I've already gotten from it, I really enjoyed doing it, and people do like my format, which is a very long format. But
I also got shit about that because Mike and Church, I told them 500 words, man, and because a lot of people, their attention span's usually just like a page. But it seemed like it's taken off, so they're like, "Oh, Barrett gets preferential treatment because he's on the Guile treatment," and I'm like, "No, I forgot to tell him." But it doesn't really matter.
Definitely,
it doesn't matter because I figured once people got used to I figured they would start pushing the envelope anyways and saying, "Oh yeah, it's 500 and it's really like 1,000," and I wouldn't notice because I don't count the words anyways. So, but no, longer I think if people are engaged in it already, go for it, man. Especially if it's a really thought out deck profile like you did, you specifically went through each card and said why you're playing it.
Yeah, and the only reason why I literally did that, and the reason, and I'm glad it kind of showed, was that I got a bunch of new players that are interested in, and it's kind of the goal of doing the budget versions of just man, dude, I have no idea what these cards do, and not only did you tell me what the card is, so I don't have to go look it up, but you also told me why the card is in the deck in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so, there's obviously, there was even more that I wanted to do with it, but it was already getting up to 8 pages. So I was I think I'm liking that format. I'm just this is what it does. This is why it's in here. And then it's less about, well, here's some alternative choices. And it's all well, if you want that information, just ask me. Or, you can kind of come up with it on your own.
Sure.
But, yeah, I'm definitely going to try and stick to that kind of format because people have asked me to. But I will probably start doing not necessarily budget versions, but I do want to start trying to build decks that are really good at specific mechanics. So now that we have new characters coming out with Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm going to build each of them doing their mechanic essentially. And so regardless of what that's worth, but yeah, I'm doing All Might, and that is coming if you are excited to do that. But yeah, he doesn't have any support, so he's going to be expensive.
Also, to let people know, in his article, I also hyperlinked each card, so you can if you want to click on it, it will shoot you right to UFS Ultra, which might be Universes Ultra at some point in the next 6 months. Don't know. So yeah, that will shoot you right to an actual picture of the card, and then at the bottom, which was a good idea, Legendary Wolf. I checked with them this morning after they're fine with us posting the cart picture. I checked with Danny. Danny's cool with it. I didn't ask to begin with, but I figured, you know what? Whatever. They're okay with it. They let me put their logo up, so I'm assuming they let me put that up. So.
That's okay. I actually almost sent you a photo of the cart with my sponsorship coupon code on it. So it was almost not good, if you released it, because then everybody would see my code.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I made sure to put their logo in there. So
yeah. And then my buddy, just some website updates since we're kind of talking about it. We went from a black to white background on the homepage, so it looks a little nicer. There's a couple outlining things I got to talk to my web designer about because some of the stuff gets whitewashed in the background of it being white now. And then I think instead of having each author have their own blog, I'm just going to extend the articles page, and I will put the newest article from each of you on that homepage, just so we can have even though they're archived by monthly, they're not archived by author, so it's just a lot easier if you have your favorite author, you can just go right to them and click on that. So, yeah, I think that's all I got, other than the fact that I bindered all my All my cards. Yes, all 18 of them. Well, 21 because I got promos. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any events coming up for you? Are you demoing in anytime soon at your store?
I mean, whenever I can get a hold of demo decks that you grab me and over to stuff like that.
Yeah, I have to mail them out tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Basically, I think on every free day off, I'm going to try and hit up the store that I go to in Kansas City and just try to get exposure.
Yep.
I think we're trying to do our first pre-release of that store as well for Yu Yu Hockey Show coming up at the end of the month. So
That's
again,
exciting.
just getting people's eyes on the game, I think is really going to get us there.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
I got my character cards too, so we can always hand those out.
Yeah, there you go. We got locals tomorrow, locals Sunday, locals next week, and then the following Sunday on the 18th, we're doing a demo deck tournament, kind of like how Jasco did. You can show up, you get a demo deck to play with, you get to take that demo deck home, and then winner gets an All Might. So the winner of that tournament gets an All Might. I am not playing in the tournament, but the tournament winner will get an All Might. Value currently at $100, kids, for some random reason. I have no idea
on eBay,
why.
right? People are saying
eBay for $100, man. It even says not for sale at the bottom of the freaking card, and people are still.
Well, that doesn't mean secondhand selling.
Yeah, I know. That just means that means retail sellage.
Speaking of which, and like Danny made a really good point about this. Historically, every single Gen Con promo has become available in the future.
Yeah.
So like, don't freak out, everyone, if it's $100 right now.
Yeah.
You will be able to probably get your hands on copies of them.
I know that the Midoriya and Bakugo ones are going to be released. If I remember correctly, at Gen Con, they were either going to show up with the demo decks or show up later after the demo decks to each of the stores that ordered the demo decks. So don't worry about those. If you happen to miss those, you will at least get them. The Bakugo looks way better the foil background looks way better than the normal one. So definitely get your hands on that one because that one looks way better.
I didn't even realize this till today, but the Deku pose in the non-foil one and in the foil one is the exact same.
Yeah, I know. It's the exact same. I know. We gave JT crap for that. Me and Trent did. Like, come on, man. Really? He's like, that's what they wanted me to use. I had no choice. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so...
all right, so other than that, I think today we're going to talk about Yu Yu Hockey Show stuff. The whole set is basically revealed because people open enough product at Gen Con. Yep. Ben Lambright, one of your players, actually was kind enough and put them all in an album for us.
Yes, he did. So we're going to go through it. I've never used this website before, so hopefully I don't break anything. So
you've never used Imgur before?
No, I have it on my phone for. I think I have it on my phone for for puppy videos and puppy pictures and Star Wars stuff. So
yeah, so we're not going to do every card, and I know Church and Chris did the characters before. I might touch on them if I just like to bring up their abilities based off of cards, but I think we're mainly just going to do foils and choice, common and uncommon.
All right. So you want to give your thoughts about Botan before we move on?
Yeah, Botan. So she's statted 625, which is the same as like Phase, which means that they think her abilities are incredibly powerful, so they down her stats. Man, I think this character is really just an annoying fly. I agree that you'll never be able to scope against her because she gets to use her ability every time she plays an attack, and she also has reversals and has access to other reversals. But it's just sculpting's not really an issue nowadays because every attack in the game seems so powerful that, like, let's say if I had a hand of 6 orange cards, and when I play one I'm down to 5, and then Botan still makes me randomly discard one. If I do draw into another one, nothing really going to change. Yeah. Also, 25 vitality is not a lot to really get through.
That's like a normal moon set on a Tuesday.
Yeah, like it's a little rough, especially in this set that we're getting more powerhouse kind of attacks, like Spirit. It's just Spirit Shotgun. Like Spirit Shotgun can actually just hit her for half of her life.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, like, during her own abilities, she's also pitching cards and drawing new ones, and in her own card support, she's doing that as well. So she's also kind of not sculpting.
Yeah.
Obviously, the goal is that she's ditching her trash cards and trying to get new ones.
To get better cards,
and then for her opponent, it's random, and they get a new random card, right? So, like I get that it can just kind of push an edge. I just don't think it's going to be enough for today's meta environment. Sure. If there was a situation, which obviously, if she was in a situation where she was actually just getting rid of cards of her opponent's hand, she would be crazy.
Yeah,
which is why she doesn't do that.
If she was just straight discarding, Yeah.
Yeah. But like the fact is that she does still get to play Spell Circle, and she has Void, so she can use the ability, and she also does get access to things like Queen of Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Just making your opponent's total hand size drop by a few, and then cycling them. That kind of puts a little bit more pressure, and I think that's where she's going to see a lot of like shining potential.
Mm-hmm.
But she has to see those cards, and she's only a 625. That's really my opinion.
Okay. So first foil is Mop Strike, I guess.
Mop Strike. Coolest thing about this card is that it's a Desperation attack of death, and Scorpion can play it, and it is a generic rare attack that just cycles cards.
I screwed up. 1 second. I hit next post instead of next picture.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know. I've never used this before. This is bad.
So basically, in anybody, this card is discard a card. Your opponent discards a random card, and then you both redraw. So net nothing. But then its other enhance says that if your opponent has discarded a card, you draw one. So this is a 2-for-1 in itself, just in anybody, which is really nice for these symbols, I just think, because Order doesn't really have a lot to do ways of cycling cards. Neither does Void. And Death used to, and now it has it back, kind of.
Oh, there we go.
But it doesn't do much. It's a 4 for 4. It's got a good block on it.
Yep.
But it is a pure kind of setup card that I would like describe. It just cycles through.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, you make this deadly, give it a Scorpion, you put 6 damage on it. That's how you do it.
Oh my god, yeah, you do. That sucks.
and then it's good, and then it's great.
Yeah. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, I don't have a lot of thoughts of that because I have to compose myself from screwing up this thing first. So we can just move on to Ore Strike.
Absolutely. So then we have our ultra rare, which is Ore Strike.
Yep.
It's a 2-check. It's 5 difficulty. 4 low for 7.
Yep.
I like the stats on it. That's always nice. It's got a 0 mid block. Also Desperation, which means that Scorpion can give this +6 damage.
So it's just a 4 low for 13. I get a bunch of crap where you discard cards if we're in deadlock for some random reason.
It has Taunt, which is neat. Yeah. It has a Deadlock enhance, which is very good. It is straight discard 3.
3 cards. Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Eventually, you're usually gonna use this as what, like your second or third attack, just to get more value out of that top enhance because.
Right. Exactly. Which is why you're probably not gonna see this even in Scorpion because it has Desperation, just because you have to be playing this gimmick. You have to be playing this.
You do.
How many cards can I get my opponent to discard? And then draw equal to that number, basically. The cool thing about this card is in other characters that do discarding, like Ed9, this is actually an attack you just get to throw, and you get to draw more cards, and you're not doing this cycle kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like this is a non-ally deadlock that Ed9 can play that is just drawing more cards. Because you're going to make them discard 1 or 2 typically in a turn just by picking up your character cards, right? That's probably the best way I see this card seeing play. But at the same time, those decks are just already playing Queen of Hearts right now. And so now it's basically is a 7-3 worth more than a 5-2.
I don't know. Because doesn't Queen of Hearts only have that 1 enhance on it, though?
Does have that one only one.
Yeah, this has at
still
least
2 mid for 7.
Yeah.
And I'm exclusively saying that in characters that just straight discard things like it's not a mid, so like Reptile doesn't necessarily love it. Whereas Queen of Hearts, Reptile loves kind of thing.
Because it's a mid.
At 9, I've been playing Queen of Hearts just because it's they discard 2 cards from you in 1 attack, basically. Which means if I play this second, I'd get to draw 3 cards essentially.
Yeah. And Reptile actually this could be a neat like change up because you could play this in Reptile and then draw some cards.
Choose not to use the negative.
Just choose not to use the negative and then just draw like, hey look, you discard like 2 or 3 cards. I'm gonna draw a bunch of cards and
I'm actually gonna correct myself. This card doesn't synergize with Queen of Hearts because Queen of Hearts removes. It's not considered discard.
Oh, so you can't get bopped.
You won't draw an extra card with this. So
okay. So alrighty, there you go.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I think if it was a 5-3, it would actually be super playable.
The foil
But other than
pattern's
that,
pretty
it's
sick,
in
though.
Botan. It's just gas and Botan.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You play this in her for sure. The foil pattern is hilarious because the starburst around the head little wound after she hit him.
That is funny.
That is pretty hilarious. So next foil would be Pilot of the River Styx, right?
Right, the Pilot of the River Styx.
River Styx. 3/5 plus or high. Each ability is only playable if your opponent has discarded a card this turn. This is where I think this card is not going to see play a lot of play in other decks other than maybe like a Botan or a Reptile, something like that.
Yeah. I could definitely see this in Edit 9 as well.
Oh, yeah, Edit 9.
Specifically for the bottom response. Bottom response removed after a non-character responsibility is played.
Mm-hmm.
You can commit it for an extra burn too if one of your things deals damage, which can kill somebody. Like, it can do it.
Yep.
But it's nothing crazy, and it's a 3-diff, so it's...
Yeah,
it's nothing to...
It's nothing to write home about. You don't want to open like 10 of these, is what you're what we're saying.
Nothing you want to trade for, basically. If you open them, you get them. Like.
Yeah. So
and we'll do one choice common from her, which is her last card.
Yeah, Voice of Reason.
Voice of Reason, which is a 0/5 2 mid block. Enhance once per turn. Both players discard a card and draw one.
That is just insane.
So it has no cost, which means if your opponent does want to cancel this ability, you don't have to pitch the card, and they don't have to pitch a card. So there's no negatives to this card. It's essentially just a cycle draw. And as we kind of said with that rare attack earlier, cycle draw on these symbols is going to be really good because Order has a bunch of generic stuff that they wish they could redraw. Void hasn't had access to it before either, and Death used to have it, and now they have a new way to do it. And it's not 0/5. Like, what the?
Refresh me on this one. So if I have no hand, and I have one of these out, and my opponent's attacking into me, I can make them discard one, and then they draw one, then I draw one because I get a card. Correct? That's
correct,
right? Okay, that's what I thought. Hi, Kitty Cat.
Yeah,
We're an animal friendly show on here. So
yeah, we are.
We are an animal friendly show. My dogs make a weekly appearance, so we're all good.
Yeah. So that is one of the cool things about this card is you have 0 cards. It is just add one to your hand, but the cost is your opponent gets to cycle one.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's definitely just like you want to get more value out of it than your opponent.
Sure,
and if you are attacking your opponent and you end up turning a non-attack into an attack card, I'm pretty sure you might have won that value.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then your opponent's just gambling on blocks, basically. It's just like,
and it could be the other way around too. If you're able to stack your deck somehow to get a block on top, you can work your way around it to at least draw that block into your hand too. It can work the other way around too. Some kitty cat man.
Moving on to Byakko.
Some beast summoning.
Who is a Huitzel life statted 5-hander.
Yeah, this guy. So when I saw him, I was just like, cool. Like, he wants to discard cards from his deck, and he just has a crap ton of life. It's just like, what's with them printing these 38, 40 health characters? And
it's because his gimmick is
bad.
If his life is higher than your opponent's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it doesn't say maximum vitality. It says current. It says your vitality.
Yeah.
So it means wherever you're at in the game, if your opponent smacks you to 1, you'll never get to use those abilities. Which is interesting. I don't have a problem with this character. I actually thought this character was really cool when I saw him. The problem is that when we get to him, Kuwabara is the other 5-hander of the set, and he is buff. He was thrown all the good cards.
Yes, he was. Yes. They do share a symbol at least, so you could use some of Kuwabara's cards in Byakko if you want to play the kitty cat man. So.
I do like that he just gets to flip foundations just by milling cards, which means if you do want pure kind of
foundation control,
you can really do it. Plus, Earth already has a bunch of those.
Yeah, and like you could honestly play Punch and Judy in this 5-hander and not feel bad about it because you just discard. If you want to look for an easy way to get your discard pile filled, you're easily, and you can also he also gets to discard pile tutor. If he has 30 cards or more, he gets to pick one out and then put that on top of his deck. So if he has some way to draw those cards, he can selectively draw. So it's just kind of nice.
Yep, and then he kind of has the Johnny Cage effect, where he gets to mill 3 and then he gets a damage bonus equal to the highest printed difficulty, which is cool because he's got a 5 diff foundation. It's nothing crazy. Like we probably won't go over it, but like he does have a 5 difficulty foundation, but it turns into a 3 diff if his vitality is higher than yours.
Yep, and it's in either staging area too. So if your opponent if you don't have like, say you have this like 1s and 2s, and your opponent has a 3 for some reason or a 4, they're playing that god awful Johnny Cage card. You can easily get that 4 extra damage. So
so then moving on to his foils, his rare is Beast Summoning. It's a 4 difficulty, 3 mid for 5 with a 2 mid block, ally safe stun 1. Its first enhance is you can lose 4 vitality, add another copy of Beast Summoning from your discard pile to your hand. So it's lose 4, pick up another copy. And then it's if you have 30 or more cards in your discard pile, ready a printed 3, 4, or 5 difficulty foundation that has not been ready this combat phase. The thing this attack's not very good. It's reminding me of the Mitsurugi one, kind of, where you can like pick, or what is it, the Sophisha one? I think I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that's where you can add a copy by pitching a momentum or something. So
like you have to play more of them. Its stats already aren't that great. Like 3 mid for 5 isn't really much, even with the stun one. And you have to lose 4 vitality to do it, which is anti-synergistic with his abilities that want to have more vitality than your opponent.
I do like the fact that with people wanting to deal with symbol identity, this covers air with the readying, fire with the stun, and the discard pile manipulation. Doesn't have anything to do with earth, but you know, unless Earth's like
it has safe.
Safe, is that an Earth thing? I guess, but it could be. But he's at least it gives you the Raiden effect about readying cards, because obviously you're gonna have a 3, and you may have a 4, you may have a 5. At least if you have these cards in your staging area, you're able to ready them at least to continue on. But I think this may be his best attack. I don't know, because the other one, I'm not a real big hype man for the Kitty Man.
I am not also, but there are people that are.
Two guys away is the character I'm the hype is for. So 2 characters away, and then the hype train will be rolling. So anywho, moving on to Tiger Scream.
Tiger Scream. It's a 6 difficulty 2 check. 3 mid for 6, 1 mid block, ranged, safe, stun 1. But if you have 30 or more cards in your discard pile, it's a 5 difficulty. Enhance, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. This gets plus X damage. X equals the total printed difficulty of all the cards discarded this way. And enhance, selectively flip one of your opponent's foundations.
That's pretty cool.
It's a very generic attack. I don't think there's anything wrong with this card.
It's super easy to block.
It is super easy to block, but it does get a lot of damage.
It does.
So,
it does.
Because, like, if you're milling 4 cards, minimum it's plus 4 damage, which is just as good as Missile Launcher. Like, it's just not a low.
You just you can't give it speed to like turn to it, and it's basically a 6 diff until.
But like if you play like here's the thing, like you play this in Marathi or whatever, because I know people are doing stuff like that. You're playing a lot of high difficulty stuff. Even if they're character cards, so you can get like. Plus math.
A lot. It's a lot.
It's math,
it's like 30
damage. 24 damage.
Wait, because you remove 1 for his ability, right? And then you remove 4 more, so that's 5. So let's say you hit all characters. That's 30 damage you get to add onto it. It's like, but then they go, well, on a 5 block, and you feel bad.
Like
it's
so yeah.
There's no.
If you can get speed, like with Puncher Judy, then this thing kills somebody. Then it's a kill card.
Then it's a kill card for sure. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. You may see it in him, but I honestly dread pulling copies of this. I don't want copies of this at all. So, but anyway.
I'll do a choice comment from him.
Yeah, you got
it's not crazy, but it's a card. The second Saintly Beast.
Ooh,
it's a 2 difficulty 5 check, 3 high block. Breaker 1.
Ooh, nice.
Enhance once per turn. Mill 3 cards. This attack gets +2 or -2 speed.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick Energy Absorption. That card's good too.
that one's fine. I like this one a lot more
Yeah?
because
Okay.
it's actually very reminiscent to Guardian of the Spirit Sword
Oh yeah, you're right.
because it does the -2, but instead of the conditional -3, you can buff up your speed.
That's pretty
And it
good.
has a deadlock ability, which doesn't blow. So it's just like the spammable type
Yeah.
that are like champion of combat kind of thing, where
Sure.
it's like deadlock enhance, add one in. Where this is just like deadlock
Flip
enhance, so flip
something.
it.
Flip something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good pick. Because I thought you were gonna pick energy absorption because I think that card's better, but you know.
I think it's like based off of the text on the card
Yeah,
better, but like
yeah.
this card is like Guardian of the Spirit Sword is very
It's-
choice
yeah.
chase rare right
Yeah,
now.
it's a very chase
And like
rare.
this is easily an alternative to it.
Off
under two of the symbols.
2 symbols. Yeah.
So
So
I just wanted to let people know of that.
oh, it's good. It's all good. It's what we're here for. We're here to let the people know. So Thunderous Roar, 3 difficulty, 5 check, +4 mid block. So it basically doesn't have a block. Commit. Your attack gets +1 speed for each of your opponent's face down foundations. This is how you make a hit. If you have 30 or more cards in your discard pile,
Do it again.
it gets an additional speed. So that's how you make your Tiger Screams hit. You play this
Yeah.
card.
Like
That's
that's the
how you
whole
do it.
gimmick, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with this kind of deck. The
Mhm.
deck is let's mill the 30 cards basically,
Yeah,
right?
for the most part.
I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with that kind of deck. It's just that like there's a lot of discard hate right now with things like Vitality existing, or even just like shoving hand cannons in, even if that's part of it or whatever. And it's just like, so if you are trying to play Punch and Judy, it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is, you not only have to get to the 30 cards, but you also have to have a lot of flipped foundations on your opponent's side,
Yeah.
which is like, and I think this is my biggest gripe with the character, is that it wants to do very cool earth things, but it also wants to play the fire symbol like really, really bad.
Yeah. You're right. You're very right. You're very right.
So the way you fix this is you play only attacks with earth and fire, and you build an earth deck,
Mm-hmm.
but you play Punch and Judy, so you can Punch and Judy every attack.
Sounds
That sounds very familiar. Yes, I know.
Sounds very reminiscent of someone's Worlds deck of the
You have to
Bebop.
replace with that deck, man.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man. Hey, you never know. Because you could still technically play like if you don't want to play Tiger Scream, you could play Missile Launcher in the deck instead, and it'd serve its purpose just as well. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But Tiger Scream fits into his gimmick, so you kind of want to be able to just pile
And
damage on it.
the biggest gripe with that deck is Jet relied on stunning your opponent's board.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stun hate right now.
Yeah.
His way to deal with the thing is you flip all of your
Flip
opponent's answers,
And that,
which
yeah.
is not a bad way to do it.
It worked for Dimitri, and that was a once per turn thing, and his is once per turn as well, I think, right?
No, it's just mill 3 on every attack.
I'll be quiet, Ace.
His once per turn is the
Okay,
specs.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
Excellent.
so he gets to do it on every attack. So everyone,
Yep.
start your griping. The second coming of Dimitri. Here we go. Let's do it with Byaku.
There's actually quite a few choice Siegfried cards that would actually really
Oh,
work.
yeah.
The problem is that Siegfried doesn't have fire, so you
Yeah.
can't do a Punch and Judy's.
Yeah. Deep Scar would work in this character.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah,
Deep
Deep
Scar.
Scar would definitely be this character.
Yeah, I would definitely try those cards out with him, which actually, hey buddy, no, quiet. It was your birthday 2 days ago. You can't cry now. So yeah, let's move on to the Third Eye Wonder, Hiei.
Yes, Hiei, 624, whatever. You guys whatever.
He's a 627, man. He would be
a
a 624, and people would still play him because he's that good.
7. Yeah, you're right. I
He's
said
that
it wrong.
good. It's fine.
Yeah, this one's crazy.
He's an infinite size hander. He has no limit to his hand size.
Yeah, he's gonna have the Liu Kang problem. But Liu Kang could do it immediately.
Yeah.
He does need a ramp.
Yes, he
But
does.
guess what? We have a bunch of new cards in this set that help us out.
Yeah,
So
you
the whole
do.
point is that you get to look at your opponent's momentum, which doesn't really matter. I know a bunch of people were complaining about that.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're playing this game competitively, you already know what's in your opponent's momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, like a lot of people are complaining, oh, my opponent can just look at my momentum for 30 minutes after they've won game 1 and then they win because I'm going to call the judge and all this stuff. Just like, whatever, man. It's like,
just be a courteous card player.
yeah, just be a courteous card player. Scope your. So if you can look at it, that means. Look, I think they're more worried about people rearranging it, but you cannot rearrange momentum, and that's actually you would actually probably get a warning on that for rearranging momentum if it's your opponent's, because you're not allowed to rearrange any momentum unless a card effect says so.
And like, it's to me, it's just one of those things where it's like, listen, you should only need to look at it and glance at them for like high blocks if they can use it from their momentum,
Yes.
or like types of blocks, and or like, or what attacks they have if they have things to cycle it out, right?
Yep.
Or like counting attacks in their discard pile. Well, now you also get to look at their momentum. It's like, but like all you need to do is like, hey man, can I look at that card? Can you just like reveal it to me, basically? And you just pick up your momentum, you show it, and you put it back where it was. And then for you, it's just like it's like looking at Face Down Foundations. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't take very long to be like, oh, I want to play this card out of my momentum. And
yeah,
I think like I mentioned this on the show last with Church. Hi, Daphne. He can block from his momentum, and that's the most appealing thing I think from him, is that he can blow his hand out trying to kill you, and if he misses a kill turn, he still has blocks in his hand.
Like, Felicity House doesn't matter anymore, obviously, but this guy is Felicity House, and so like that's just really cool, because even characters like Keith Disbro could play things like Felicity House and selectively grab blocks. Well, he just does it.
He just does it.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think it's really cool. He's also a mill-based character. He mills 2, gives 2 speed, which is actually really good.
Yeah, which is speed kills, man, because Sophia gives speed too, and she just pumps things just over that blocking threshold.
Or like Mad Perot, like mill 2 speed, kind of thing like that.
Yep.
And if it deals, you get to look at a random card.
It's a knowledge, it's definitely hand knowledge is great. Yep.
Which is what he is. He has that third eye.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this character's gonna be really cool. He's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hey guys, stop it.
Momentum hate is going to be everywhere as long as this character exists. So things like Ancestral Quiver are going to be really important. Space Lands are going to be very important.
Yeah.
Wishing Wards are going to be very important.
Really? Really? You guys sound like cats. I know. Mom has someone out there. The electrician's still out there. So anyway.
And then we can look at his cards, and his cards are crazy too.
Yeah, 16 inches, 16 instant slashes. 5 difficulty, 3 check, 5 mid 5, +2 high block, Fury weapon, Hiei, 16. They have this really weird gimmick with this set where you have to have at least 30 in one guy. He wants 16 in his discard pile to make his attack unblockable. All right, I gotta get them out of here. Okay. Okay, I can't have them in there.
I'll keep going. All right, here we go. So Hiei enhance. If there are exactly 16 cards in your discard pile, the attack is unblockable. Which is really cool, because one of its first enhances is that it gets +1/+1 for each of your momentum. So this is like an eternally ramped kind of card, but it's only unblockable if there's exactly 16 in your discard pile, which means you can't be ramping for too long.
Very true.
Which is really cool about the card, but it also means that as you flip your deck and you can do less and less cards, if you still have all that momentum, it does actually end up being like a kill condition after you've already flipped your deck.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because I don't think there's any attack that gets super stronger as you flip your deck, but this one kind of does. Because they become unblockable faster, basically. Then you have choices of 2 first enhances, the +1/+1 for each of your momentum, or +X to your next check, X equals your momentum. It's very generic. I definitely just see this card for the second E, which is the +1/+1. There's being an alternative kill card on a 5 mid for 5, 5/3.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just pretty good. And so this character's going to want a bunch of momentum anyway. And so, like, even if you have 4 momentum in this character, and one of them is one of these that you hit earlier, you take it out and you're like, here's my 8/8.
Yeah.
Like that is just already good enough. So
yeah, if you're able to get a bunch of momentum and then you have these sitting in there and you're just like, well, I have like a 9 mid 9, an 8 mid 8, a 7 mid 7, like back to back to back, and
it's just one of those things where it's like having access to things like Bug Zapper already increasing your check. Like you won't need to use the second one
for sure.
And also just.
Are we playing? You could probably play Ancestral Quiver as well, just because of like you're probably trying to fight the mirror match anyways. But it gives you +1 to your checks, and it also gives all your attacks stunned if you want to play that, because you're gonna have a crap ton of momentum anyways. So you're gonna find some way to use it, and other than playing it from your hand, I guess. But you know.
Yeah, I could definitely see it, especially in the mirror. Like, it's going to be one of those things where, like, if this character ends up being very rampant across any of Ancestral Quiver's symbols, even if you're playing the character, you're probably going to be playing the card. Because the card isn't dead if you see it and you're not playing against Hiei.
Yeah.
It's just a choice action that you probably would rather play other things.
It can also double as a kill card, because if your opponent's low on life, they have to pay a vitality to play a card. And
yeah,
if they're under 5, they're going to be really pressured to block or do anything. So
yeah, it's definitely really good. Moving on to his other foil attack, his ultra.
Oh, I want to touch on his common real quick, unless you have a different one.
Which one? You want to do
Rapid Speed Slash is the one I want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a Rapid Speed Slash for 4 difficulty 3 check, +1 mid block, 4 low for 4, breaker 1, EX3 weapon. E, draw 1 card or add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Only playable if you have at least 1 momentum. Welcome back, 108 Shikiyami Barai.
Well, the cool thing too about this card is
because it's really good. So
in Hiei, the draw 1 card or add the top card of your discard or your top card of your deck to your momentum
the same
is
thing.
the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. So
the momentum is actually just better now.
Yeah, it is. They did add EX3 to it because at the time the King of Fighters didn't have anything like that. So this actually fuels itself as a 7 low for 4 if you can get some extra damage, or 9 low for 4 because obviously you're going to use his ability on it. So it becomes super fast for basically nothing if you think about it. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Flipcat's gonna be really cool in this character too.
Ooh, Dave Wagner, Flipcat, your dreams are realized.
I think Chaos is easily going to be this character's best symbol because of momentum.
I think, which is kind of neat because Chaos has been at the bottom for so long, and it's been waiting for a character. Like, Faye, we saw Bromley play Faye Chaos, and we saw how powerful that deck is. This guy gets to play with, all of his momentum at all of the times of the day, and I think I agree with you, man.
Sadistic Ways on this character is actually crazy.
Yeah, it's super nuts, dude.
Because that's not a cost. Dude.
It's not. It's whoop! I get it's so good. Yeah, dude. Sadistic Ways is nuts, and none of his Rapid Strikes, as we're looking at, isn't a 2-check. So you can easily play that. You can easily play this and it, and you can load up your momentum on the Sadistic Ways. Drop Rapid Strikes, get more momentum, and just go to town. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm already theory-crabbing this character, and he's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
All right, okay. Going on to Ultra Rare, because we just talked about it. Rapid Strikes is a 5/3, 5 mid for 4, 2 mid block, Fury, multiple 3, and Punch. Enhance. Name a card type. Your opponent reveals 1 random card in their hand. If the revealed card matches the named card type, or no cards are revealed, change the zone of this attack to high or low, and multiple copies of this attack gain this ability. So even if you call it wrong, you gain the ability on all the multiple copies, which allow you to change the zone of this, and no matter what, you get to look at a random card.
Because what does Garrett Brett says? Knowledge is what you want. He is a big knowledge type player.
And he's already able to look at knowledge if you poke them with your other attacks in the turn.
Correct.
It's cool because he gives spam 2 speed basically, so all these are 7 mid for 4s.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them coming at you.
And don't forget about that bottom ability.
Oh yes, bottom enhance. If you have at least 3 momentum, add the top 3 cards of your deck to your momentum. So it pays for itself.
It basically says draw 3 cards. It's basically what it says.
Yeah. And you get to selectively choose which momentum you use because you can always look at it at any time. Yeah. So any random foundations you shove in your momentum, you're like, well, I don't need those.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
So,
like this character, ever since Bebop came out, there's always there's the Faye mantra or the Faye motto that I have. Faye is the deck builder's character. She really flourishes in the hands of a good deck builder. I actually think Hiei has that potential where he's going to be that character where everyone's gonna be like, well, I got this build to Hiei. I got this build to Hiei. They could be completely different, which they will be. Well, it's gonna be insane.
You're not wrong because under fire you get things like Windmill Punch, which if Rapid Strikes Windmill Punch is going to be your kill condition basically.
That sounds pretty good.
That's a whole deck. The only problem with that obviously is you do discard your multiple copies, which isn't a problem because you weren't getting them back anyway.
Yeah.
But it is just one of those things where it's like it's an easy way to dump all those foundations out of your momentum, and then
Yeah.
you get huge value off of them
For
because you
sure.
don't clog your card pool.
Yep.
I didn't think about that. But
It's okay.
Zolt can play this
Oh my
attack.
god, yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. He just doesn't.
And he doesn't do the momentum stuff
Yeah.
really, but it's a multiple 3 that he gets to do 4, and he gets to look at 3 random cards in your or 4 random cards.
Yeah,
in your
because no one's
opponent's
really gonna block a one damage attack, so that he gets to look at everything. So
Yeah.
it's pretty neat. All right, moving on to let's get to this
Do
foundation.
you want any?
Oh yeah, if you have a foundation you like of his, or like I like protecting Yukina. That's a good card. I think that's pretty cool. But Three Eyes of Hiei is his next foil card. So
I think Yukina is good. I don't know if it's crazy.
yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll just do his foil. His foil
Oh, I
is
didn't see that. Dragon form's kind of nuts. He gets to look at your opponent's face down stuff. That's kind of hilarious.
and it gets a once per enhanced step.
Yeah.
After your attack receives a speed bonus, which he does.
Yeah.
1 damage, and your opponent reveals a random card.
This card's crazy because you discard to get speed. You respond to get damage, and then you get to look at a random card in your opponent's hand. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
This scales with how many you have out, by the way.
Yes, it does. Yes.
So you can look at a bunch of random cards, and then also you get the +1 on each one. So it's essentially turning Hiei's mill ability into like +2, +1, or +2, +2, +2, +3, whatever.
Yeah, it just scales very well. Okay, so yeah, we found it. This is his. That card's pretty good. Yeah.
Looking at your opponent's face down foundations is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not. But if you say like you have like something that you want to blow up, or like you have a selective explode, like you blow up something, or maybe they put it because like Kuwabara puts cards face down from his hand.
That's true.
So you get to look at what he's pocketing for later. So you could do that. So
it's a cool card.
Yeah, it's a neat card. It's very neat. So the Three Eyes of Hiei, 3 difficulty, 6 check this time, people. +2 high block. E-commit, your opponent reveals 1 random card in their hand. Look at the top card of both decks. Free zone change. It's a free zone change.
This card's really cool.
Of any attack. It doesn't have to be, it could be your opponent's too. It's freaking cool. You get to see a card in your opponent's hand. You get to see the top card of both decks to see if you're going to pass your check or if they're going to pass their check. And you get to change the zone to block it for free.
It does a lot for a commit.
I'm going to see that I need this. And I'm going to pull this awesome speed / card out and block Breaker 1U. And yeah.
It's definitely not like an auto include, I think, in every deck. But it's definitely just like it does cool stuff.
Yeah.
In Void at a 9, it's a 6 check, which means you can selectively build it in, and then you can change your leaping neck chomps to like lows and stuff.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
That's really good because everybody holds high blocks against
Yeah, for
them.
leaping neck chomps.
Yeah, for leaking. Yeah, for neck chomp for sure. Yeah.
So like, there's some cheeky stuff or like things that just really like to be a different zone. Under fire, you get to change like from hells to lows and see what they're gonna check, see how much speed you need to put on it, kind of thing like that. Like, it's really cheeky for a 3 diff, and because it's not unique, you can easily put it in a deck. But it's not crazy. Like, it's not crazy.
It's just a solid 3. It's a 3 difficulty with a nice effect. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It just happens to have a 6 on top. So, you want to talk about the best character in the set?
Hell yeah, dude. Best character in the whole set. My favorite character in the whole set because he's reversal based.
Yeah, I love this character.
Support.
Yeah.
The character himself is very cool and very good because he gets to attack. He basically does the Zhang Hua thing, but he actually has to do the blocking.
Yes.
But he's only restricted by reversal keywords. Whereas Zhang Hua is restricted by 3 damage attacks, which I think is actually a huge, huge power jump.
Yeah.
Especially in his own support when we get to it. He also makes things not count towards progressive.
Yep.
If he just checks a 5 essentially, and it has to deal damage already, which is really cool. I don't actually think it's super necessary, but it does make it to where he gets to block, play it as a reversal twice per turn, and then if it touches, they can ignore essentially. And the only reason why I think that matters is because I don't think this character is going to be reversaling you just twice per turn. Twice per turn, he just gets to use the same card.
Yeah.
But after he does that, he's going to have a lot more card generation too.
Yeah.
And so it's just going to be, and which is really good because he's 7/17, so he's going to die really quick.
Oh yeah, like a lot of people are saying, well, I'll just block his one reversal then blow him up. I'm like, well, he's going to have more tricks than that, man, because like,
exactly.
He has 17 health, obviously.
And you can just tell already because because he gets to use the reversals so for free like that, you basically get free reign on whatever we want to do with your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And it's things like you don't have to use that ability on things like Skull Barrier, and he already has a Skull Barrier symbol.
Yeah.
So you not only get to do those kind of like block it, play it immediately with Skull Barriers,
Yeah.
but you don't have to waste your response on
Correct.
cards like that.
Yep.
Which is super relevant.
Same thing with-
by the way, since this character and his card support's coming out, my character card is now $10 instead of $5. I'm just telling people that. That's not actually true, but
he gets Dita too, so like he also gets to do it with Dita. So and he gets momentum off of that. So cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right. Move into his first. Okay, so do you have a choice common before we move into his ultra rare? Or do you want to talk about his ultra rare first?
My choice common is his foundation.
Okay, cool. So all right, so we'll go to Rose Whiplash, 4 difficulty, 2 check. We're putting reversals that aren't 5 or 6 diff, which is great. +2 high block, 5 low for 5, reversal weapon combo reversal. Combo enhanced. This attack gets +4 speed and +4 damage. Gain 4 vitality. E. Opponent's turn. Add a reversal card from your discard pile to your hand. Hey, look, we get Skull Barriers back after we use, Okay, cool.
It's definitely, so obviously the gimmick is you use one of his attacks or any reversal, you use his response, and you play it, you do it. Hell, you can do another one of these because you still get to selectively pick one up. Enhance opponent's turn, pick up another reversal, probably a Rose Whiplash, if you use this one first. And then on the second one that you get to do that on, it's a 2 high block, so like you do have to worry about the zones and stuff like that. That one's going to get 4/4, making it a 9/9, and then you also gain 4 immediately. So even if you half block some stuff, you get to kind of bring it back.
Yep.
And then pick up another piece, like you're saying, Skull Barrier or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just really, really strong.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like
I also think, it's worth the 2 check. It's a 4 diff, and it's a reversal you get to play on your turn, and it doesn't suck.
That was one thing that I was talking with people at Gen Con, and we were all just like, yeah, that card deserved its 2 check because it owns its 2 checks so well because it replaces itself on your opponent's turn, which is usually the number one thing about reversal characters is that you blow through your hand so fast you just, oh wow, they have one more attack, I die. This makes it to where your opponent doesn't want to really attack into you because they may try to poke you, you block, throw it. Are they going to throw another attack and let you pick up another Rose Whiplash or like a Skull Barrier or a Kersplat of everything? Because he has Kersplat symbols. And, it's scary, like thinking about what he can do on your opponent's turn.
It's also really smart on them. I just kind of just zoomed through. It's really smart on them that they did not give this character any deadlock abilities within his own support, because I definitely could see a deck of this character just like every turn you never have to attack because you can just hold the all and you do get to just sling them on your opponent's turn by blocking with them.
Yeah.
Which means your deck is going to be filled with blocks, which means you'll never get caught without a block, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
And all you have to do every turn is build foundations. Now, because across all 3 of his symbols, there's not a ton of deadlock support, which is really smart by them. But the thing is, like underwater, you get stuff like God of Thunder, which is really good at like just keeping you out of where you need to be and also still doing whatever you want.
Yep.
Plus, you get to play Jedha 2 stuff, and he does have deadlock stuff.
Yes, he does.
So there's going to be a lot of ways to play this character. Already, Rob and I are disagreeing on how we're going to play him, but obviously mine will be better because I'm the reversal king. And
well, also another thing too is he does get around your character for people who are wondering at home. He gets around because you're not playing the reversal keyword; you're playing it as a reversal. It's completely different.
Listen, if you want to play a character like Kurama, but you don't want to get diversified, just play my character and play his stuff.
There you go. Then just get diversified by Barrett. There we go. So
yeah, pretty much.
So moving into Twirling Whiplash is his next card.
Twirling Whiplash, another reversal weapon combo with reversal. The combo enhanced is this attack gets multiple 2, and the multiple copies of the attack can gain the reversal keyword for the rest of the turn. I'm not entirely wondering why, but we're going to figure it out. It's a 4 mid for 4, 2 mid block. And its other enhances, if it deals damage, your attacks get +1 speed for the rest of the turn.
You know
It's
why?
a multiple reversal.
Yeah,
Like
it's a multiple reversal. Most like there aren't a whole lot of those, and that's like how Zhang Hua's killing people right now by blocking and playing windmill punch on your turn and multiplying you out.
okay.
So hey, look,
I know why the multiple
yeah,
counting.
so they don't count towards progressive when they hit your
Yeah,
opponent.
so if they hit, you can check a 5.
Yes, exactly. One cool thing that really stands out in my eyes right now is that Yin and Yang. We talked about this like prior to the show. Like Yin and Yang in him is going to be really good because you get to shove cards into your opponent's card pool, or you get to block, then hold a reversal for a block to smack on your opponent's turn. So
Yep.
yeah.
And 3 of his cards, because one of them we didn't read, are combo reversals.
Yeah, or combo reversals. Yeah.
So yeah.
He's freaking awesome. I saw him and I was like, I was hoping he'd be a 19 health character. You know, like I was like, ooh, 7 hand size, and I looked, I was like, oh no, he's in 17 health character, and I was like, whatever, we'll work with it. So
I think the biggest hype thing that you can do is like talking about with yin and yangs is you're okay with using the yin and yangs to shove 2 cards in your opponent's card pool even on their turn, because your block doubled up as the reversal itself.
Exactly.
And I think the other cool part about it is you can also use the yin and yangs if you don't have attacks in your hand. You block with the yin and yangs, pick up a combo, which are you have 3 combo reversals in him, including Rose Whip Slash. You can just slam the Rose Whip Slash, and its enhance says pick up another reversal.
What's also really cool is it works with his common attack Precise Blow, where if you block with it, it adds a card into your opponent's card pool. So you play it, you block with it, you add the 1, you respond with Karama, and then you add 2 more, and then their turn's over, and then they just cry. They just cry.
And it does mean that you can also offensively do it, which means you can play things like Champion of Combat in him.
Yes.
And they were smart because Champion of Combat is only playable on your turn.
Oh, it's not your attack; it's your turn. I forgot. It's your turn, not attack.
It's your turn.
I always forget about that.
Because oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, it's your turn. Yeah, because that way you couldn't Fatica somebody on their turn and just kill them.
You just kill them really easily. Yes. Yeah. Moving on to Sun's Love.
A Sun's Love. It's a 3/5 without a block. First form, commit. Draw 1 card. Your opponent may add the top card of their deck to the momentum, but if they do, you draw another card.
The card's so good. He becomes a 9-hander.
Enhance remove. This attack loses safe, playable while committed.
Fantastic.
It does need to be errata, but whatever.
Yeah, it does. It's gotta receive a day 1 errata. It's gotta stay for the rest of the turn. It does.
So just because it says enhance remove, this attack loses safe, I think this card is already playable in him or other people. And the reason why that matters is because Moon
set moon
sets are everywhere, and
because can it lose safe again to get the powerful if it doesn't have safe? So say you use this on a moon set before they've lost safe to gain powerful. Can it lose safe again?
I don't think so because it doesn't have it to lose, which means you can't pay cost. Because isn't it cost?
Yeah, it's cost.
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
That's not what I meant, but because
fair enough.
Because moon sets affect doesn't save for the rest of the turn. This way you can actually reversal moon sets.
Yeah, it does. It says it loses it for the rest of the turn.
Oh, it does.
It does. It's the only way. Yeah, they covered on that one. It does. So,
okay.
So you can reversal moon set if they lose safe on it. Trust me, I played that card way too much. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just good. Because if this character becomes a problem, safe will be everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he doesn't share any pit symbols. I don't know pit symbols.
He does. He shares all.
Are they all?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So it's good. You're right. If worst case scenario, commit a foundation to become an 8-hander. Best case scenario, you're a 9-hander.
Yeah. So I commit 1 to okay. So you being the Cassie Cage expert, do you play this in her? As like a 1-of or 2-of?
Actually, yeah, 100%.
Because you can just what you do is you commit.
You shove it out. Yeah,
you shove it out. Yeah, and you just get you get something better. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like
100%. Yeah.
You actually shove that up to get his 1 comment to his 1 5, and then you just you shove it to get that one. Yeah, for the next turn. But yeah. So what's the card you want to cover?
My choice common is his 1/5/2 mid block
The card we were just
Reborn
talking about.
Human.
Yeah,
It's a static. This card does not count towards progressive difficulty to play attacks.
Yep.
Respond while it's in the card pool. After an attack deals damage, gain 1 vitality, which is negative stolen.
Yes.
And negative stolen on a foundation that doesn't count when you're attacking or to play attacks, which means reversals count too. Makes it to where a 7/17 is actually not that bad.
No, it's not. It's not. And he also has another card that's
a 2 mid block on it too.
His next card, the card I like in him is the Yoko Spirit, where it guarantees that reversal is going to hit. So you actually this couples with that foundation you're talking about very well, and it helps his 5+ trigger more often because it's still going to deal 1 damage.
I'm just super excited because of all the reversal support.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm excited that there's a reversal character now who doesn't get punished for reversaling.
Yeah, exactly. And it's only twice per turn, but like I said, like the twice per turn is just when you have the attack and you can afford to just like go boom boom, basically just play it twice, basically. But he is going to be able to still reversal you without needing that twice per turn anymore.
Exactly, for sure.
And I think that's what people kind of think. We're like, oh, he can only do it twice per. No, he's gonna catch you every time you attack him, and he just automatically punishes people
for poking. Like people who just want to poke, like say like Kotal Khan, for instance.
Yeah,
he's a poke and go character where he goes poke, put throw on it, clear it, maybe hit you one more time, build. He's going to, if it's not a safe attack, but he could just have it lose safe, block, reversal, hit you for some damage, maybe do a couple cool effects, and then go about its day.
Yeah, it's also things like I don't know if we got the official ruling for like blocking with deadlock reversals or character specific reversals.
He can do it.
So like it's really cool because things like if you play multiple copies, if you choose to do the ovipositor thing, which I think is actually a really cool deck, because they're in your discard pile. You can block with them and play them basically at least twice per turn, essentially, which is real nice. And just using bad cards in your hand to make extra checks, which is also just a really offensive move as well. Like I think that's really cool. Obviously, people are thinking like the Kins.
Oh yeah, the reversal
ultra rare that has deadlocked reversal, which is just a really high hitting multiple attack that you can sling. Like there's a ton of things you can do with this character, and it's gonna be really cool. And with that being said, Eligor, I'm sorry, you've been outdone because you don't have to just eat it.
Cool. All right, so moving on to the next character because I think
Kuwabara. Yeah, this guy's just buff.
This guy is just insane.
He's a 532, which is really low, but I don't think it matters. The biggest highlight on this character is that he has a respond comedic foundation. Before the damage step of this attack, return it to its permanent damage. Multiple attacks will never work against this guy, basically. And if you're playing things like cats, well, this one character actually just murders your entire game plan. If you're playing Punch and Judy, this guy literally commits a foundation, and all those cards and all those resources you use
you better be packing an out of your league. Is basically what people are saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. His other enhance once per turn. After your attack resolves, you can add to your staging area face down. It doesn't say committed, so you not only get to let it leave, but you have it readied as well, so you can pass stuff, which means it's a turn 1 character.
Yeah, he is. People are talking about doing the Zoopadoop Zoe with him already.
Heck yeah, man. Desperation enhance once per turn. Add a foundation from your staging area to your hand. So once you're in Desperation, you can be a 6-hander.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And you already can play things like White House, which I actually think will be played in him, which means he's already a 6-hander.
It's kind of weird because there'll be 2 schools of thought. Because like actually, he's playable off of all 3 of his symbols, obviously.
Yes,
Water, you get access to like Bang, so you get some support that way. Good, you get the White House build, and well, you get jet stuff off those other 2 symbols, so it doesn't really matter. But like, Yeah, this guy's awesome. Like his support when we get into it, it's literal. It is just straight gas for him. Like it just he gets to reuse his face downs, people.
Yep, he's a better
It's awesome.
Woodman.
Oh yes,
but I do know that he is also giving Woodman a lot of help. Because Woodman is able to use some of his card support as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, very true. He's one. I think Kuwabara will be the character's like Deadlock. I don't give a crap. Like he doesn't. Like I don't think he cares about Deadlock one bit. So
we don't even really need to do a choice common for him because he's got 4 foils.
Yeah, Deflection Swing may be the choice uncommon. I gotta say. I think that's the one I would pick. It's a 4 difficulty, 3 check, +2 mid, 3 height for 3, versatile weapon. At the top card of your deck, your staging area face down, add 1 face down foundation to your hand.
It is plus a hand size.
Plus a hand size. But then, if it's played as a reversal, it gains all the enhance abilities on the printed blocked attack. So if you block a Copy Samba, you play this as a reversal, you get to Copy Samba your opponent on their turn.
It does what my character does, but on an attack.
Hey, look, it's even...
You can use it in my character.
It's even in your character. It's simple. That's fantastic. Look at that. You got support now. You have actual viable support. You have support. You might as well just put your face right on that card. All right, it's hit up his ultra rare attack.
Spirit Sword Thrust. It's a 5/3, 5 mid for 5, no block. Charge, Desperation 4, EX2 weapon. Enhance, add up to 3 face down foundations from your staging area to your hand. This attack has +1 speed and +1 damage for each foundation added this way. There's a card that doesn't exist anymore for all you new people. It's called
Maximal Laser.
And it had the same effect.
Yes. Actually, it was any foundations. You didn't have to pick up face downs.
It was any foundations, but it did the same thing. So it's an 8 mid for 8. Yeah. And we're like, well, I have to pick up 3 foundations to do it. Well, you just pick up committed ones, because who cares?
Yeah, you can pick up committed ones, and then you get to be as Kuwabara, add one of those back to your staging area.
Yes. So basically, then you can add this down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, yeah. And then the Kuwabara enhance, add 1 foundation from your hand or staging area to your...
face up or face down. Yeah, it's pretty... This card's awesome. Like, this... Man, everyone loved Maximal Laser back when it was out. Like it's one of the hypest attacks out of that block of cards, and it's good to see it back. I was telling Jason and them that, hey man, like we see some reused effects, but you're bringing back like awesome
the fan
favorites, which is great, which is what people want, are the fan favorite effects that are coming back. So this card couples very well with his next card. If we want to get into that,
yes, it does.
It does.
Sword Get Longer. It's only a rare. 6 difficulty, 3 check. 6 mid for 6. 2 mid block. Desperation 4. Safe weapon. Good enhance. Add the top X cards of your deck to your staging area face down committed. X equals 8 minus your printed hand size. So in him, it's 3. In Goro, which doesn't have good, which sucks.
Yes.
It would be 4.
There is a meme deck you could do it. There's a way you can do it with elemental techniques.
Yeah, I know. It's an elemental technique or whatever.
Yeah. It's basically how James Stevens did his Air Ground Smash deck, but it's with this one instead. So this card is like at first glance, it's like cool. Really, only Kuwabara gets max use out of it, but you have the good symbol. You're building 2 committed. You can build 2. You know, think of a 6-hander. If you're a 7-hander, you build 1. I was trying to use this in Mike Hardiman 2-dot because he wants to build stuff into a staging area. But, if there's a way to ready those foundations, maybe like all I Got a Thunder, or, you know, maybe you're on good, you got Wandering Pirate. It's really good Fiddlesticks fodder if you have water, but then you're tri-symboling and double symboling and whatever.
Or you gotta try something. You just have to have the symbol.
Yeah, you have to have the symbol. So you should be playing a water and good character to play this. Yes.
It's like one of those things where it's like you can play Water Fae, and you can play this card.
Very true.
And
very true.
Because you have good, you build 2 committed. It's like whatever. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
The interesting part about this card is that because they're face down committed, it's okay. So here's the thing: you have to really get full value out of this card because it's a 6 diff. But it has Desperation 4, so it works. Mm-hmm. But the biggest problem is it's still a 6 diff at the beginning of the game, which is when the card is the strongest.
Yeah.
And Kuwabara wants to hit Desperation, obviously, as fast as he can, because then he's a six-hander. It's just rough because it's a six diff at that point in the game.
Six, yeah. And that's the biggest thing. Because you're actually playing this on a 7 in a way, if you're playing it right. No, it's on a 6, then you play... Because you're playing this, then you're playing as Ultra Rare right after it. So you're playing two 6s back-to-back. And that could be taxing.
Yeah, it definitely can. There are ways to get around it, though.
Oh, for sure.
So, but it's not a bad card.
No, it's not a bad card by any means.
Moving on to Foundations.
Yeah.
Endless Determination.
This card's awesome.
2/5, 3 high check, or 3 high block, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Respond once per turn after this foundation is committed due to a cost. Ready it. Playable while committed.
Yeah.
This card is one of my favorite cards in the game. Partners in Crime Fighting, which is Jeremy Ray's champ card.
Yep.
And I played it because Mega Man 2 Dot had to commit a foundation as a cost, and it got to re-ready itself.
Yep.
This one doesn't. The reason why it's busted in him is because it works for his DR for reset.
Yep.
The fact that this is a 2-for-1 is really good.
He also gets, like, you play this with Wandering Pirate, and it's like, all right, man, I get to ready everything over and over again. I get to use I get 4 uses out of 2 cards for my response, which is.
I don't know if it works that way, does it?
What?
Hold on. Okay, so it's you.
Because you use both. Like you use one, so like eventually you get to figure out a way to ready Wandering Pirate, but you get to. Yeah, because you use this.
I play a lot of Remeless. I know how this works.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's you commit it for something.
Yeah.
And leave it committed.
Yes.
You commit Wandering Pirate
to ready it.
You ready this.
Yes.
You use it again. Ready's up, and you can use it again.
Yeah. There you go. That's how you get it to use it 4 times. Yeah. That weird Kuwabara R thing. Yeah.
I'm playing Remeless under A right now.
Okay.
It's all like this hasn't been ready. This is Wandering Pirate.
You got all your little tokens.
I have to change my staging area every turn to figure out what's going where. It has another ability. Enhance once per turn. Add 1 card from your momentum to your staging area. Face down, committed.
That's pretty good. That gives him, if he's in desperation, he gets selective. He gets an attack back that way. So that's pretty cool.
It turns your momentum, like attacks that you hit with before. If you didn't move them back down with Kuwabara's ability, it turns them into foundations, which you can then later use with Kuwabara's enhanced.
Yep.
Big bang. With the Ultra.
Like UK Smash loves him. Like UK Smash is probably busted, to quote Shane Duckworth in him. So not that Shane Duckworth said that about that card, but I'm stealing his catchphrase at the moment. So this I think it's his next card that we're going to talk about. Yeah, High Spirit Awareness.
This kind of really solidifies him. All right, so it's High Spirit Awareness is a 2/5 without a block. Enhance opponent's turn. Add 1 face down foundation to your staging area, or enhance flip. Add 1 face down foundation from your staging area to your hand. So this means, because this card exists, is you can attack as a 5-hander and not feel bad about it.
Yep.
Because you can pick up those attacks again because Kuwabara was able to move one of them down. Mm-hmm. Or at the same time, you get to flip foundations. Like, I don't know, here's a really good one in these symbols. Overly Dramatic, which keeps it alive.
Yeah.
You can flip to use it, and then this card says flip, and you can use it as a block after you've committed it, essentially, basically. It adds extra hand size. And Kuwabara response, discard a momentum. After a deadlock ability is played, cancel it. And the reason why that's so important is because it's not unique.
Yes.
And so we can play a bunch of these, and as long as you can do the momentum and you can keep hitting your opponent, basically, you don't care about going to deadlock because he's going to go to deadlock.
Yeah, exactly. This also gives, let's say, like Goro some neat opponent's turn block ability, because one of Goro's big things is that he likes to play out his entire hand, and you can play these, and then you can get a face down foundation that you flip for his first F back if it's something at least with a decent block.
And then you get 2 foundations.
You get 2 foundations, correct? Yep. Basically, you pick up something committed and flip it for 2. So, yeah. I already know what card I'd love to bring down every turn, which would be Deflection Swing, because then I can just use my opponent's attacks against them, which seems pretty troubling.
This guy also gets to play Missile Launcher, and it's not even funny.
No, it's not. Because he can bring it down, right? Can he bring it down?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets to bring it down. Yeah, cool. Because it's coming back, kids. It's coming back. You'll see. Yeah.
It's just after it resolves once per turn.
Yeah, that's.
It doesn't have to hit. It doesn't have to do anything.
It's not like not Woodman, Metal Man, where it had to hit. It's now it just comes down for free once per turn. So, yeah.
The other cool thing is like, again, here's a choice comment. Here's another one. You ready? His spam foundation 1/5/3 low block. I have a sword.
The best name in the game.
Spawn commit after your attack deals damage. Add a face down foundation from your stage unit to your hand. Like it's just. Yeah. This guy's not a 5-hander, man.
What is he? It's like Left to Die in the Sub-Zero support, or Shopaholic in the Athena support that was been rotated.
Yeah, but it's commit as cost. Yeah. It's not pop it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a 5-hander one. No, he's not. No.
Oh, we got Walagoro back.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, that's a good one, too. Was that the toughest? Yeah, okay, so really all of his cards are pretty good. Like, he probably has the best support in the game. For like overall, I would say like attacks and foundations. Like you can't really I guess Yusuke too is pretty decent, but yeah. But Kurama's the hypest. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so. He's gonna roll some heads. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of people worrying that Kuwabara is gonna be a plague upon the meta because he has like that damage reduction, and then he has like. Cool. I'm gonna flip and take 3 less, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like I definitely understand the mentality with things that's going on, but like characters like this are the reason why stunning and freezing exist. Is because this character is incredibly susceptible to it. Don't get me wrong. There are cards under all of his symbols that stop stun, or you get punished if you stun his stuff. Essentially. Sure. But he is incredibly vulnerable at the beginning of the game because he wants very choice pieces, and if he is just turning them into face downs, it is a little rough.
Yeah.
If you just catch him with cards committed, or he goes too aggressive and commits too many cards, and you like just stun a little bit of him, or basically, he will just die.
Yeah.
And like every other 5-hander in the game, Bang really fucks him up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Bang fucks him up big time. So, all right, Rando.
We already did that one.
We did Rando already. So we're moving. Go and pick his ultra rare. So we didn't talk about his ultra rares. So
we already did it though.
We did? Oh yeah, we did his old support.
We got
I forgot
about
cards. That. Oh damn. So we got Suzaku. We're passing him too. We did Yusuke too. So are we just going to the back page now?
Yep, the back page now.
Back page.
It wasn't gonna take too long.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Look, Spirit Shotgun, guys. It looks so pretty foil right there. Spirit Shotgun.
Looks very dark. I hope it's not that dark in person.
Okay, Koenma's Task.
I lost my... Oh, the meme card.
The meme card. 3 difficulty, 5 check, +2 mid block. It's an action. Death, good, order. F remove, name a card, search for all copies of the named card and add them to your hand. Then name another card, search your opponent's deck for all copies of the name card, it should be named card, and remove them. Only playable if there's at least 1 copy of Koenma's Task in both your discard pile and removed from game pile. How do we get that there? By using the R. R remove. After your opponent plays an action, cancel its effects. So you have to meme them to basically get rid of all of their best card. In a way. So if your opponent doesn't play an action card, you can't get Koenma's Task off.
Right? No, you can remove it.
How? Oh, just for cost? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, for cost.
No. No, I don't think you can do that. No. Oh, yeah, you can form remove.
Oh, yeah, you can form remove. No, you can't.
No, it's only playable if you're...
Yeah, so
sucks.
So if your opponent...
hard.
Well, I guess like if you can find a way to remove cards out of your discard pile.
Just mull it, man.
Or you just mulligan it away. You know, you could do that. I don't know. But it's a card. It's neat.
It's probably the worst ultra to open, though.
Very true. Very true. I would say so. Because at least the assets are all usable.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much to say. I think it's funny.
This card was the bee's knees this weekend. Everybody wanted every copy of this card. The
Toguro brothers.
Yeah, go for it.
1/4/2 mid block static. After this resolves, you can either remove it or draw a card. Respond. After an ability is played on an asset or foundation, cancel its effects and destroy it.
There wasn't. I want to say there was a Neomax card in the K-2 support that kind of did similar things, but it was only on foundations or an asset. It destroyed it. It did the same thing. They had the
This
same
is
type
basically
of
just like a better Teddy Bomber.
Yeah.
Teddy Bomber came out in Bebop.
Yeah.
And that card saw play a little bit when it first came out, and then it kind of really got overshadowed because it was like a 3 diff, and it was just really rough.
Yeah.
Because this is a 1, and it has a block,
and it nets you you can remove it if it blocks, if you block with it, or draw a card.
Yeah. The fact is that you have this and revoke under 2 of its symbols, and they both do similar things but different. Like, you basically get to exclusively use revoke for attacks and characters, and then this one's for foundation pieces, because then I lose them. It's really powerful. It's really strong. It is one of those things, though, that like you can easily flood your deck with a ton of action cards.
Yeah.
And with this and revoke, or this and bang under death, and it's gonna have a place.
Yeah. The
hardest part is finding the place.
Yeah, I honestly think this is a really good side card.
Yeah.
It may be the best side card in the game currently because this thing is just nasty. But like you said, off of Death has so many actions that it wants to play and it can't.
Bang, Demon Realm,
Prepare to Fight. You know,
even Deliverance is playable now. Prepare to Fight, like you said. Yeah. Like there's a ton. Like,
yeah, the blue slot is the hardest slot in the game.
100%.
Yep.
All right. But this is a really good one.
Yep.
Moving on, we have Maze Castle.
Yep. Go for it.
2/5 with a 0 mid block. Breaker 2. Terrain. Enhance, discard a momentum, change the zone of this attack to any other zone. Playable while committed, playable by other player. Respond commit after your opponent makes a check to play an attack. It gets -2. Failing this check will not end the combat phase. This is a really good terrain.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you real fast.
All right.
Okay, around the control check, there's a rose.
It's red.
It's a rose. And then around the foundations, it's Hiei's energy. And then around the actions, it's Yusuke's spirit gun. And then around the attacks, it's Kurobaro's energy. So it's the main 4 characters. It all have like their little symbol around the control check. I just noticed that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Good job, JT. Just noticed that. That's sick. Go ahead. Sorry for interrupting you.
This terrain is actually playable.
Yep.
It's interesting that it's a momentum cost, and none of these symbols are really big into momentum. Maybe air.
Yeah. I guess zone changes maybe. Well, like off of
zone change, like to me is not. It's a big deal. Like if you kill somebody, but like it's not like
it's not game breaking.
It's not game breaking.
Yeah. And then they are,
and you get the good response. Like that's your ability.
Yeah.
Your opponent doesn't get to use it.
Yeah. I would personally.
You have a 0 mid block breaker too. Like,
I would rather use my momentum to kill my opponent than like change the zone. Like I guess if the zone change did kill the opponent, I guess that's a big deal. But
this is like a really good Kevin Broberg.
It is. Oh, it is. It is. Because he loves. Yeah, because it kind of gives him a.
He loves hacking checks.
He loves hacking checks. He's like better at hacking checks than Vega is, but Vega gets to ready himself, so I guess he's not. But
it's basically though, like if you play evil, basically like it's this or Quan Chi's Fortress.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that. I don't know. This has Breaker 2 on it though, so I don't know.
Jet like Thunder Earth.
Yeah, he does. All right, let's move on to the horribly named card according to the community, and everyone's gonna quit over it. Psychic Spirit Glass, 2 difficulty, 5 check, +3 mid block, unique. F remove. Your opponent reveals their hand. Choose 1 card revealed this way. Your opponent cannot play the chosen card for the rest of this turn. So I got
this card's crazy.
So there was a card. There was a card, I guess, way back when called Red Gi that did kind of similar things. And this, I think Red Gi hit copies of that card, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. But this, so if you have multiple copies in your hand of a card, they're not all locked out. It's only the 1 card your opponent picks. So if you have like 3 copies of Templar or 3 copies of Stop or Bang or whatever, they can only hit one of them. So But heaven help you if you have 3 copies of each of those cards. I'm sorry. So
This card is just. It's obviously inherently aggressive because it's on your turn. But, like, because it's a form, and before you play an attack, like, you do get to pick a bang. Like, you get to, like, if your opponent's only defensive tool was a bang, these 3 symbols are, like, neat. Yes. This card's super playable.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Even if it's a one-off in any of these decks, like, it has a block, which makes it work. It has unique, so you're only really going to play one of them.
Yeah.
And it's got a really good effect. I think the card's great.
Because I would have loved this the PTC because I got banged once or twice. Well, I guess, and then I would have been like sick. If I would have had some way to get rid of that action, off, you know.
It's things like Castigation by this card.
Yeah.
Discard hate cards. Like it has void, so you can play it in discard decks. It has order, which is just more generically good stuff that order likes.
Yeah.
Peeking at your opponent's hand, order does not have a ton of. No. So this is like kind of really big for that.
There's a card from Midoriya right there, so you can look at your opponent's hand and you can call. Oh wait, that's only on defense. He gets to do that. My bad. Sorry.
No, if it's a reversal, you can use it.
Oh yeah. What? And not. Well, whatever. I guess. Whatever. So yeah. Moving
I like the next one. The next one's
okay. Spiritual Shooting Ring. I forgot to say the symbols. They're the symbols on that one. Spiritual Shooting Ring. 2 difficulty, 5 check plus 2 mid block. Fire, life, water. Unique. Commit, flip. Your opponent adds a top card of their discard pile to their card pool. You remove. Double this ranged attack's damage. Yeah. Let's do this. Because Spirit Shotgun.
This card's actually the hypest asset in this entire set.
Okay, like Spirit Shotgun loves damage doubled. Fun note: Sawblade Strike under life gains the ranged keyword, so you can pump a shit ton of damage, give it the ranged keyword, and just double the damage more as the throw because you're playing it in Kotal Khan. Because why not add more damage? Huh?
Okay, Kotal. Okay, so yeah, the biggest thing here is under life for Spirit Shotgun.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Swimming Bird is also ranged and has 2 of these symbols.
It does.
And that card is actually getting a big buff this set. Man, no, you want to know why this card is the best one? So on your opponent's turn, and you're playing Barret Bryant 1 dot, if your opponent ever puts a choice strong attack in their discard pile or on the top right, you can commit flip this. And it becomes a foundation. And you can add it to their card pool, which means you can pick that instead of whatever crappy attack they're flinging at you.
Nice.
That's why it's great.
It's
probably a 1-of in my deck. Like, if you play me, it's at least a 1-of, just because.
Sure. I like
That's why. I saw this card, because I was telling people, I was like, listen, my character becomes crazy if you can just shove in a choice attack in your opponent's deck into their card pool.
Yeah.
It does. We just have to pay attention.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in. You sold me. I'm in.
I'm glad I sold you.
All right, so Boulder Charge.
We got 4 more.
Yeah, Boulder Barrage Genbu, 5 difficulty, 1 check. Can't be a set without a 1 check. 4 mid for 8, no block. Flash and Slam. R after you play this attack, add the top card of your discard pile to your card pool face down as a multiple copy of this attack. This multiple copy gains Flash until the end of the turn. Discard the multiple copy after it resolves. This card's weird.
It's 16 damage. That's about it.
It is, but like, I don't know. Like, if I'm Raptor and I'm playing Air, I'm not playing this card. There's no reason.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
That's fair. The characters that play flash attacks, first of all, don't have these symbols except for Air.
Except for Air.
And I mean, Raptor's the closest one I think that plays this card. If he does, because he can make it 6 mid 8s, because you don't really need to give it damage. You really just need to give it speed.
Yeah.
So he makes some 6 mid 8s, and it's a 2 for 1, just itself basically, and it kicks the multiple copies.
Just kick the multiple copies. So I don't know if it's worth the 1 check though. Like.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is like I don't know if it's worth it either because it also doesn't have a block. So it's cool. It's not crazy.
I don't know.
Don't
I
know
think
if it's worth the 1 check nowadays.
I think I would rather cry. I think I would cry more if I pulled these than Koenma's tasks. Because at least Koenma's task you can meme with people, and this is just. I don't know. It's a
That's
1
fair.
check. It's bad. I don't know.
That's fair.
Hopefully, I'm proving wrong. But
here's a good one though.
The next
Ice
card.
Dragon Seiryu.
Yeah.
5 difficulty, 2 check, 1 high block, 4 high for 5, punch, range, stun 3, enhanced discard of momentum. Your next check is +1 for each of your opponent's committed foundations.
Really
enhanced. Freeze all foundations committed due to this attack's stun ability.
Good to see.
Yeah, so Pretty Yuga is already a card.
Yeah.
And so this is a stun 5 attack essentially. And you get to freeze them all, which basically shuts down almost any deck, with the exception of air decks. Well, they can ready them.
I guess if like you're fighting a Sense of Morals deck, I guess you don't. You still get to ready them if you have enough ease to ready them.
This is the last attack you play.
If it's the last attack you played, you're screwed. You can't
still get 4. Like
yeah.
Even by itself, even without Kuryuka, like this card's good.
Yeah.
It's a stun 3, freeze 3, and if you have a momentum, you can give +3 to your next check. So it's essentially, if you want to really do the math, it's essentially a 2 diff if you pay it forward kind of thing. Yeah, this is really good.
Could this be the best turn 2 opening attack in the game currently, other than like, well, is it up there with Missile Launcher and Coffee Samba?
I think it's definitely up there with Missile Launcher. They did a really good job of not giving us jet symbols.
Yeah, thank goodness, yes.
The reason I say that it is up there is because freezing has not seen much of like success, because every character or every card that's done freezing hasn't done a mass commit like this, unless it's Joffrey, which requires a lot of setup.
Yeah.
And you're right. This is just sling it on turn 2 kind of thing. There's obviously already cards going around right now that counter this card. Things like Demanding Submission, things like Celestial Being, giving it Flash with High Seas. Like, these counters already exist. Like, this isn't going to break the game, obviously, but this is a Missile Launcher for 3 more symbols.
Yeah,
I would almost put it up there. Early game, it does the stun freeze. Late game, it becomes a free attack, because you can just discard a momentum and make your check be pretty good.
It's at least getting +3.
Yes.
Your check. It's at least getting +3, which is basically, like you said, a free attack. So
yeah.
Keiko.
It's got 1 high block too.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, it's fan. Yeah. Oh yeah, that card's great. I will not be sad to pull multiples of those ever. Yep. Keiko Slap, 4 difficulty, 3 check, +2 low block. 3/3 Fury Reversal. This card ignores progressive difficulty during your opponent's turn. Fire, Good, and Life, which are Leona's symbols from King of Fighters, and she had a bunch of weird stuff that did all kind of like ignore. She had a card that said that it ignored progressive period during the turn instead of opponent's turn. This attack deals damage. Your opponent's next attack this turn gets +3 difficulty. So Breaker 3 without being Breaker 3.
It's Journey North.
It is Journey North. I think
Journey South.
I think they were calling it Journey East instead of West, but
no, that's the other one. The Foundation that does that.
Oh, I was just gonna say
one.
It's Journey Stay Home in my book. Next attack this turn gets -2 difficulty. So it has some good offensive and defensive purposes. So you can play this in a deck that likes to reversal, but it still has an ability on your main turn. Karama loves this so much because he has a card that who can make it at least deal 1 to give that +3 difficulty automatically, which is pretty great.
I think this card's cool. I don't think it's crazy.
I think it's pretty solid in my opinion.
Yeah, it has very choice characters, very choice deck types that it wants to be in.
All Might can play this.
Yes, All Might can play this. I considered putting it in there, but like,
it doesn't do enough damage, but it's pretty cool though. It's one of those neat things.
I mean, the point is that it's a reversal, and All Might reversals are kind of cool because that's where they'll have like the maximum amount of cards in their hand. So All Might does give it if like you're playing against a 6-hander. If you play it on the first attack, it's a 8 damage reversal, but it's only a 3 mid.
For sure.
And you burn 2 cards because you don't do anything cheeky with reversals.
Yeah.
It doesn't have Jinghua symbols.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and it doesn't have Lilith symbols.
That's even, that makes me happy too. Yeah.
So like, it's just one of those things to where like the card won't find a crazy spot.
I can see there's like a 1 or a 2 of in some decks, for sure.
It's like to me the coolest thing about it is like Gil can play it.
Oh.
it's a 2 keyword reversal.
Yeah.
It doesn't count to play it. Gains you 2, gets 3 speed, and then that makes it hard for them to block.
Yep.
So then their turn gets shut down. Like it's a very like I see Garrett Brett playing this like in life Gil maybe, but like I think in the meta right now this card doesn't really have a place.
Sure.
But it's cool.
But like also like Yusuke can play this off of good and life and make it like minus. What's this do? Is it like -4? Oh yeah, he can technically make it -5 to an attack if he plays one of his that match all 3 symbols to him.
Wait, what?
Right?
Wait, which one?
Yusuke. Once per turn, the next card you attempt to play this turn is -1 difficulty. Oh, if it's block mod. Okay, so if you're block, or so it's
yeah, you'll absorb it from the block mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I've already looked at this card.
Yeah, I know. I want to make it work because it just sounds.
I think
cool.
Kurama is the best person to use it right now.
Yeah.
Under life, and I don't think that's his best symbol.
Yeah.
Rob disagree with me, obviously, but
I like him off. I like him off of all the symbols. So
yeah, so like that's the place maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's just interesting.
All right, moving on to the box topper.
Box topper.
Go ahead, man.
It's called Surveyor Action version. Okay, sorry, no, it's the Dark Tournament Looms, which I believe is their foreshadow for the next UU set. Obviously, It's a 1/5 2 mid block. Enhance, remove. Add 1 card for your momentum to your hand. Period. Draw a card, and it has Surveyor symbols, which is a card that rotated with Ride the Master.
It's a 1 for 2.
Yeah, it's a 1 for 2. It's Let's Cut Loose, but with 3 different symbols.
Yeah,
it's momentum instead of discard pile.
Yeah. This card's awesome, and the foil patterning. I love how we got pictures, and we're not using like the ultra pages because we get to see the foil pattern on these cards and how they show up because the way the guys all took pictures and stuff. So
yeah. Hey, does Unite have chaos?
Unite? I don't think so. I think it has fire.
The action. I know it has fire. It has fire, air, something.
Water maybe. I'll look while you're talking. Go ahead. Talk while I look because I don't want to dead air.
Anyway, so the cheeky thing is that this shows a symbol with Unite. Is on your opponent's turn, you can shove it into your momentum to kick cards in your card pool. Not that that matters, but the cost is that you put in your momentum, and you use this card, and you take the Unite back, and then you draw a card.
You got nothing, man. It's air, fire, and void.
Alright, regardless, we can off-symbol it as long as our character has them, because they both remove.
Yep, there you go. Yep. Yeah, this card's awesome. People played Surveyor, and it was a 3/5 no block, and this is a 1/5 draw 2, and you don't have to wait. You can do it during your turn, easy. You can do it during your opponent's turn. So
pick up 2 cards.
2 cards. Sure, one is a known card.
So
one's a random
this
draw.
is one of those other reasons why I think Hiei is going to be crazy. Is because I know he can already play stuff from his momentum, but this is an action card that like physically adds it to your hand, which has a purpose because like if Hiei gets banged, like you can't do it anymore.
Correct.
And then it still cycles you a card. Also, if you shove these into your momentum with random momentum generators, you can then use it. So
the madness.
The point is that it's Surveyor, and Surveyor is back, and it's not on a 3-diff foundation. It's on an action card, which does still draw you a card.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part here. And it has a block on it, so it has a use. So I think that makes it really good.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's a box topper. You're gonna get it.
This is one of those box toppers like Bang. Like I like the design of it because it's a playable box topper. Who knows if we'll ever see the characters again? But which those kind of fall flat. The actions, like Bang's Bang's one of the top 2 or 3 cards in the game. Like it may be the best card in the game currently, just because of what it can do. So, not saying this is going to be Bang level, but it's going to find its home in decks. It will.
It's things like this and things like Hiei's character and things like Rando's character. Like Chaos is actually moving this set. That the Ice Dragon card has Chaos. Like Chaos is gonna make a show.
Yeah.
Regardless of who you really play. And I think that's a really big deal.
Yeah.
Because Chaos is one of the coolest symbols in the game.
It does.
And one of the coolest metas I've ever played in was when Keith Disbrow was a really good character. And he had Chaos.
He was Chaos. Very true. Cool. So I think we're done with this.
Oh, we didn't talk about it, but Hiei, when we go back to Hiei, did you guys talk about Spell Circle with Hiei at all?
Nah, not really. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, because it's actually crazy.
Go ahead.
You make your opponent discard a card every turn.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
And you discard at the cost of you discarding a card, which doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because your momentum is your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Like your hand doesn't like he's like one of those characters where it's like, man, he's probably gonna get banned, but he's not gonna get banned.
Yeah, I'm so afraid.
I think it's either him or Kuwabara. I'm saying it now. Him or Kuwabara are gonna be Kuwabara. On the fact of the matter is that he's not gonna be fun to play against because he's gonna go set it back to printed, set it back to printed, set it back to printed, and Hiei's just gonna be like, well, I got a 20 hand size, and I don't only have 6 cards in my hand, but I got like 14 in my momentum, so.
Yeah, and the other problem too about like Hiei's thing is because it's a giant static, you can't even like revoke it or like cancel like because you're not like playing an ability, right? You're playing a card, so like yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, so like sorry kids, but he's the toolbox guy out of this set, and he's gonna be exciting to see.
Regardless, guys, we have another UU set coming eventually.
Yeah.
And so all these characters might get 2 dots.
Yeah. Oh, well, Kurama may not get a 2 dot. He may just get Yoko.
That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I'm fine with that too.
too.
Yeah.
You know, Kuwabara too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I can honestly see Yoko being a ultra rare character. I can, just because he's a big deal in the show. He's just a big deal. So.
I've never seen it.
Okay. So Kurama transforms into his demon form, which is Yoko the Spirit Fox, and it's hype. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Yeah.
Except for commons and uncommons, like.
Yeah. Like you have.
Which you're gonna open anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. So.
I will be doing deck lists for these guys because they're really cool.
Yeah, so Barrett's going to take up the deck list portion of the website. I think we're going to have to create a whole section just for deck lists.
Oh,
because,
fuck.
Well, no, it's fine. No, eventually the website has to change, grow and evolve, and it's only been up for like less than a week. So I'm already having these ideas that I want a card article section, then I want a deck list section, and because I don't want them crossing, so I'd rather have the articles be in one page and the deck list be on another. So it's just the way it works. So.
Fair enough.
Yep. So that's it. I don't think I got anything else. So, some news.
What's our next event coming up?
Next weekend, I believe, the 17th. It's in Lubbock, Texas, I believe. I know that a bunch of Omaha people are going to go down. They usually go to Lubbock. I'm pretty sure with the advent that the MHA characters are legal for this stuff, we may just get an influx of players that just want to come and play their MHA decks. So
I'll make sure to get all my decks. You know what to look forward to.
There you go. Gotta get that knowledge in. So, but anyway, don't forget to check out the website, rockfordccg.com. All the information for deck list articles from our Rockford CCG team members and our other friends are on there. Like, comment, subscribe, share it to Facebook groups. Don't forget to like the Rockford CCG actual main page, because we do have that now, so go ahead and check that out, and that's where all the news is going to be put out. So talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.